Saving Sorya, Chang and the Sun Bear, based on a true adventure. Written by Trang Nguyen, illustrated by Jeet Zdung. To Daisy, Lindan, and all young animal lovers everywhere. Hello readers, my name is Trang, and I am a Vietnamese wildlife conservationist. Saving Sorya, Chang and the Sun Bear is the story of Chang, a little girl with a huge dream to protect and conserve wild animals who are being pushed towards extinction by humans. Chang works hard to follow her dreams, and she ignores people who say wildlife conservation is not a good career for her. When Chang meets Sorya, a small and timid sun bear, Chang decides she will do everything she can to return Sorya to the rainforest. This is a story inspired by real characters and events. Chang is based on me. My life changed when I accidentally witnessed a moon bear whose bile was being extracted. At that moment, I decided there was nothing else I wanted to do more than become a conservationist and create a better, safer world for wild animals. Sorya is a real sun bear who was rescued from the illegal bear trade by a wonderful organization in Southeast Asia called Free the Bears. But her journey in this book is based on the story of a moon bear named Pola. Pola was rescued in 2008 and reintroduced to the wild. In reading this story, you'll learn more about an amazing creature, the sun bear, and its important role in the forest, as well as the life-saving conservation work that's happening to protect these animals and their homes. I hope this story gives you the encouragement and inspiration to follow your own dreams, whatever they may be, and to never give up. Trang. Chapter 1. This is the rainforest on a morning without rain. It is full of wild plants and animals. Do you see she's drawing a new bud growing from bear poop? My name is Chang, and I'm a wildlife conservationist. Oof. Sorya, no! Bad bear, Sorya! Sniff, slurp. Oh, Sorya, my notebook's all wet! This is Sorya, a lovely little sun bear. What are you sniffing at? Slurping. You are not a dog! You're a wild bear, remember? She was captured and sent to a bear bile farm when she was a baby. My job is to bring her back to the forest and teach her how to live on her own. Go look for food for yourself. How are you going to live in the forest if you keep waiting for me to feed you? It's walking away, growling. Eek, a toad! This is Cat Tien National Park in Vietnam. It's hot, damp, and full of beautiful wild animals. It is also home to vicious mosquitoes. They can cause a deadly disease called malaria. But leeches are even worse. They are bloodsuckers. Leeches crawl everywhere. My natural insect repellent scares the mosquitoes and leeches off. See in her notebook? She has made her own, and she puts it on her neck, her hands, her socks, and her shoes. Or on her calves and ankles. Flick. Oh, she must be swatting the mosquitoes away. I also use a stick to flick the leeches away. Crack! 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 Well done, Sorya. Scratch, scratch. What has she found? Scratch, scratch, slurp. She writes in her notebook, "The sun is shining, a day without mosquitoes. Sorya has learned to find honey all by herself. Chang, a wonderful morning." Oh, that's great. Chang is learning to live on her own. That's wonderful. Chapter 2. I've wanted to become a conservationist since I was 8 years old. It all began when I was walking back from school with a friend. We heard a terrible noise coming from inside a house. We crept closer. To our surprise, we could hear voices inside. Ew! What's that smell? We peered inside and saw something awful. A big black bear was lying on its back with people all around it. The terrible sound we had heard earlier was a bear crying. Oh. A man was standing above it, holding a giant needle. No! We were so frightened, we ran away. I didn't know it then, but my friend and I had discovered a bear farm. They were trying to remove a fluid from the bear's body called bile. Bear bile has been used in medicine for thousands of years, but now we have medicine that doesn't use it and doesn't hurt bears. That night, I made a promise to myself. I would not let humans abuse bears or any other wild animals if I could stop them. So the very next day, I decided to become a wildlife conservationist. I had heard about the wildlife conservationists on TV. They are people who protect nature all over the world, in deserts, near oceans, and even inside caves. That's when I realized I could protect the rainforest near my home. Nothing's gonna stop me! Well, there was one thing stopping me. All the books I found about conservation were in English. Ugh, I don't understand anything. My English is terrible. People also had a lot to say about my plan. How can a girl like you work in the forest? Ha! Ha! Such a dream, kid. You should be realistic. Be a teacher or an accountant. Only Westerners can be conservationists. They have the time and the money. You can't even take care of yourself. How are you going to protect wild animals? People don't do that in Vietnam. Don't be ridiculous. A girl like you should concentrate on school, then get married when you grow up. Girls are weak. There's no way you can protect wild animals. And my gender. I want to be a volunteer at your organization. Thank you, but you are so small. Only 8 years old? And even my age, no one would hire me. But I did not give up. I promised myself that I would become a wildlife conservationist. I tried to improve my English so I could read news about wild animals. I also loved drawing, so I made a field notebook for myself. I spoke with conservationists from other countries. They had lots of information to share with me. I introduced them to the Touch Me Not plant, but they still tried to touch it. I watched wildlife documentaries on TV every night. I exercised every day, and I ate healthy food so I'd be strong no matter where I was working in the world. But most importantly, I didn't stop sending volunteer applications each year I applied. Again and again, year after year. Until I was accepted. Yay! It It was amazing working as an animal rescue volunteer in Cat Tien National Park. I made friends with animal lovers from all over the world, and I learned a lot about conservation. Together, we prepared food for all the creatures living there. They were often sick and injured. The animals were rescued from poachers, people who captured and hurt wild animals before they sell them. We cleaned up bear poop and made hammocks for the bears to use. We also helped the pangolins, one of the most endangered animals in the world. I also worked at the Bear Rescue Center. My favorite job was to hide the bears' food and let them search for it themselves. Ooh! Bears eat fruit and poop out the seeds, planting their food all over. Bears eat what they plant, and they plant what they eat. Bears should be wild and free in the forest. Sick and injured bears were rescued and brought in to be nursed back to health. They were then released back into the wild. But I never forgot the bear I saw on the floor of that biofarm. So I volunteered at Free the Bears, an organization that rescued bears from biofarms all over Southeast Asia. The poor bears were finally free from their terrible, tiny cages. But the best surprise was finding Misa there, the bear I'd made a promise to all those years ago, and the reason I became a conservationist. She was safe and sound. Chapter 3. One day, a tiny 2-week-old bear cub arrived at the center. Her name was Sorya, meaning sun in Vietnamese. Sorya was captured from a forest in Laos. We don't know what happened to her mother, but we guess that poachers had gotten her. Sorya was very different from Misa. There are 2 species of bears in Vietnam, the moon bear and the sun bear. Moon bear has long hair and a white or yellow shape on its chest. The sun bear has a yellow or orange U shape on its chest, small ears, and short, smooth hair. The moon bear is also known as the Asian black bear, and the sun bear is known as the honey bear. There are 8 species of bears in the world: panda, moon bear, sloth bear, polar bear, speckled bear, sun bear, American black bear, brown bear. I learned everything I could about sun bears. They're good climbers. They spend more time in trees than any other bear species. They're omnivores. They eat both animals and plants. Anything from eggs, honey, fruits, roots, to insects, reptiles, birds, and ants. Some bears also like coconuts. They use their strong claws to tear the coconuts apart. As birds must be able to fly, bears must be able to climb. They have agile feet, sharp claws curved like hooks, and the bottom of their paws don't have fur. Their feet point inward, so they have a really funny walk. Even though all bears belong in the wild, I learned that not all bears, once they are captured by humans, can return, like Misa. Misa's old and sick. She has been kept in tiny cages for too long and doesn't know how to fend for herself. Misa must be taken care of. Bears like Misa live in captivity for the rest of their lives, but at Free the Bears, they are able to live in a small protected part of the national park, where they feel like they are in the wild. As for Sorya, she was small but young and healthy when we rescued her. She had a good chance of learning to fend for herself and returning to the forest when she was older. Since Sorya lost her mother, I was in charge of teaching her survival skills, such as foraging and hunting for food, fresh water, and a safe place to sleep at night. Like some cubs without their mothers, Sorya also developed a habit of sucking on her toes and fingers. It was cute at first, but every time Sorya did this, "Oh no, your paws are bleeding." She'd break the skin around her toenails and hurt herself. Rescue bears often behave strangely. Some walk back and forth like they are still inside an invisible cage. Some are covered in scabs from where they have rubbed their bodies on the bars of their cages. Some shake their heads constantly. Some of them don't have fur anymore because of stress or a skin condition that hasn't been treated in time. These are all signs that some bears can't return to the wild. They've been suffering for too long and wouldn't be able to take care of themselves. Their behavior was due to months or years of being kept in tiny cages where they could not move or stand. Humans had been constantly extracting their bile, and now the bears couldn't forget that pain or their fear. This was so terrible. "I will help Sorya to return to the wild." Chapter 4. At the Bear Rescue Center, in the early morning, we prepared food for the bears. "Hey!" But the other animals came for their share. You see, the bird that stole the food. "Come on, Sorya. Just a little higher. Almost there." Pant. "Yay, you got it, Sorya. You are so cute." Each day, I left Sorya's food in different places so she'd have to find it herself. Sorya was good at finding her morning banana, but bullies tried to take it from her. "Oh no, the other bear got the banana." "Take it back, Sorya. Be brave." But Sorya was too scared. "I'm sorry, Chang. I don't think your training with Sorya is working. She's weaker than the other bears. If she can't stand up for herself, she'll never be able to make it on her own." "Let's try, Sorya. We will not give up." I had to find a safe home for Sorya. This was not easy. The first forest I found was burnt to ashes. Some people burned down forests to turn them into farmland. Sorya couldn't live there. The next forest was beautiful. I was very excited, but then I discovered a dam, a human-made barrier used to control water. During the rainy season, the dam was opened, allowing the water to flood the forest. Many animals drowned because of these floods. Sorya could not live there. In the third forest, loggers were cutting down trees. Sorya couldn't live there. The fourth forest wasn't a forest at all. It was a construction site where hotels, shopping centers, golf courses, and other buildings were being built. Sorya couldn't live there either. Was there anywhere for her to live? Chapter 5. This was the 5th forest I visited. It was my last hope. It was a beautiful rainforest. This is great! But something seemed strange. It was so quiet. I was surprised because a living forest is usually very noisy, filled with the sounds of wildlife. Finally, I figured out why there was no noise. Snare traps. I ran as fast as I could to get back to the center and get help. The other conservationists and I visited the village near the forest to meet with the local people. They told us that poachers from other provinces came there to hunt the animals and sell them in the cities. Many wild animals and plants are threatened with extinction due to human demand. Small animals like squirrels, birds, and lorises are caught and sold as pets or killed and made into products. Even plants like orchids have been disappearing from the forest. Free the Bears and I organized training and workshops for all the villagers. We gave them protective gear like field shoes and clothing. Free the Bears even employed them to remove snare traps and keep an eye on the forest. Without snare traps, wild animals started to return. And when the forest began to fill again with the sound of wildlife, I knew Sorya could live there. Chapter 6. During this time, Sorya had grown up. She was much bigger than she used to be and could even use her claws to break open coconuts, her favorite food. Before, Sorya had been timid and was constantly bullied by bigger bears. Now she could stand up for herself and protect her food and sleeping nest. There were still things for Sorya to learn, but I knew she was ready for her new home. Stay still, Sorya. Let me put this tracking collar on you. The collar would help us track Sorya's location. Don't be scared, Sorya. You're almost home. Come on, Sorya. Are you okay? Here, you walk first. I'll follow you. Oh, that's just a small lizard, Sorya. Sorya's first day in the forest, still very timid. Even small animals like lizards made her jump. Sorya followed me around all day, too scared to explore the forest by herself. But I believe Sorya will adapt quickly. Sorya is exploring the forest slowly. She's still scared. Sunny day. She's sniffing plants around her very carefully. She's scared of a kingfisher bird. Sorya loves swimming and playing in the water. She tries to eat a new plant every now and then. On a rainy day, Sorya watches a bee on a crepe myrtle flower. She's still so shy. Even though Sorya is getting used to the forest, she still sleeps by me at night. One night, the sound of a frog caught Sorya's attention. Rumble. Sorya was hungry. She wanted me to feed her, but I was too tired, so I pretended to be asleep. Whoosh! Sorya tried catching the frog, but missed. And missed again. Splash! And again. The frog disappeared. But then, that's it, Sorya, come on. Sorya found a really big termite nest. Quickly, she used her strong paws and sharp claws to dig into it and stretch her long tongue inside. A sun bear's tongue can be as long as 25 centimeters. So, that's pretty long. That day, Sorya proved that she was a real wild bear, doing things she could not have done before. Chapter 7. Crocodile! Splash! Splash! Sorya walked together through the rainy months and sunny days. They met some amazing wild animals along the way, such as gars. The local people call them Min. They are some of the biggest and strongest animals in the area. This gar was vigilant. I knew I better stay away from him. Sometimes Sorya got ahead of me and I had to use the tracker on her collar to find her. She could make her way through the thick bamboo, but I couldn't. Ouch! Sorya had become much braver and was starting to explore all by herself. The journey was tough, but the discoveries we made together were worth it. Sun bears like Sorya are called the doctors and gardeners of the rainforest. They make the forest healthier and help it in a lot of ways. For example, they eat lots of fruit and spread seeds through their poop. From these, seeds grow new plants. They eat termites, controlling pest population, and sun bears break up rotten logs, which turn them into soil faster. Lots of animals benefit from the things that Sorya does. Sorya was now in her new home. Sun bears are also called honey bears because they're good at climbing trees and use their strong sense of smell to locate honey. Sorya was a true honey bear now, finding food all by herself. At night, she used to find me, and we'd sleep under the stars. But now, dear Sorya is a lot more confident. She makes her own nest in the trees and sleeps there by herself. She doesn't depend on me like she used to, but even after living by herself for some time, she'll come by to say hello. She learned to stay away from other humans, though, so I know she'll stay away from poachers. Chapter 8. One morning, after months of no trouble, Sorya's tracker fell off. Sorya? Sorya! Where are you? Sorya! What the... After searching high and low, I found a sun bear sign claw marks in a nearby tree. But the marks were not Sorya's. This bear was much taller than her. This is a fresh mark. I started to get worried. What if Sorya had wandered into another bear's territory? What if she was attacked by an even bigger bear? Sorya! I hope she was not in danger. Sorya? Oh, the sun bear was bigger and handsome. Thankfully, he hadn't seen me and kept eating ripe figs. He looked healthy and strong like a wild bear. Sorya? At first, they were cautious of each other and ate as many figs as they could without making eye contact. It was almost like they were in an eating contest. But after a while, their love of food overcame their fear of each other. Chapter 9. After the feast, Sorya and her new friend fell asleep under the fig tree. That's when I realized it was time to say goodbye to Sorya. But it was hard to walk away. I wanted to look at my sweet girl for a little longer. Crunch, crunch. Grr, grr, grr. Goodbye, Sorya. Epilogue. My name is Chang. I am a wildlife conservationist. My goal was to find Sorya a home in the forest where she could live, wild and free. I miss her. I will be the best conservationist in the world.